Fun fact, do you know that in Chinese, when we say speak of the devil, it is speak of Cao Cao? Well, speak of the devil, I guess. What is up guys, MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the SD Sangoku Cao Cao Wing Gundam Zero. Well, technically the Wing Gundam, but face it, it's still the Wing Gundam Zero EW version, so I'm still gonna call it that. But anyways, let's move on to the review. Now, this guy, I didn't expect to have clear parts. You may have seen the live stream like 2 days ago, and I was absolutely astonished by the colors. Like, I was mesmerized by the silver. I was kind of on the fence about the gold, but it is at least not that high-grade Fennec shit gold. But in general, this guy just looks fierce, and I like it. Although, I would still continue to say that blue does not suit Cao Cao, because in all types of representations, he's represented as a tyrant, he's represented with red, or in the last instinct, when he was represented as a pink double X, so it's still on the red spectrum. Who would have thought that he will be represented with blue? So I'm still gonna go by that, but if you do not mind that this guy is actually Cao Cao, it's absolutely astonishing. Like, one of the best SDs that I would say has came out. Of course, you guys may disagree, but this is my opinion. And I have to say, this is one of the best in the line thus far. Like, especially when comparing it with the future kits that will come out of this line. This still has to top it. So, you gotta give it props to that. So, you have the Persian blue. You have the clear red, which it kind of doesn't make the snout stand out, or the snout or the Gundam goatee. But other than that, it still looks good. Of course, we have the clear blue on the skirts and the shoulders. I think this is kind of like the motif of the Sangoku kits nowadays, because every single kit that I have has at least one clear piece. And yeah, obviously the engineering is still the same, so you may still encounter some falling pieces of armor, but that's just occasional. Everything else, it's good. Now for stickers, you have obviously the eyes, and then the 2 sensors, and then the 2 ears over here. That's it. But there are still a few pieces of detail that you need to paint. For example, the black on the gauntlets, the black on the side skirts, the black and silver on the tops of the feet, and then the silver on the leg guards. Those are things that you have to paint in. And well, and obviously the joint, the arm joint. So it's still an easy job, one of the easiest from the line thus far, I had to say. So this guy is definitely all praise for me. Yep. But there's one thing. The leg guards constantly get in the way of getting the perfect feet position, and thus making this guy quite back heavy. So yeah, you may want to fiddle around with this guy until you get the perfect position where it will not fall due to the backpack. Or just grab an action base, plug it in, and allow him to fly. I give up, so let's just move on to the articulation. The head is basically on a ball joint and a neck joint, so the head can rotate, move, look up, look down, all that kind of stuff. The arms are on flip out joints over here, and then they can rotate. Oh, be careful of stuff colliding with each other, because this black piece over here is most likely to collide with the waist, and then yeah, these spikes over here, the shoulder spikes, may collide with the wings, so you have to kind of make way, but yeah, it can still move. And then the arms are on plastic ball joints, so they can bob about, go out that far. Wrists are known for their hollow bottoms that rotate with the ball joints. The waist is, the torso still has that joint, pretty nice, and the waist can rotate. Obviously, mind the protruding pieces of the shoulders. The front skirt is still one piece, plugged onto the center of the waist unit. Side skirts are plugged onto the thighs with a ball joint. Back skirts are obviously solid. And then the legs are on your ball joints over here. So they have forward, but yeah, the front skirt is extremely giant, so you're not gonna get much forward motion at all. And then the back, and towards the back, it's kind of hard to maneuver. My god. Back is out that far if you guys can see it. Rotate thanks to the ball joint, and falling pieces of armor due to you moving the legs and a joint at the knee, but I do not think I'm able to utilize it that well. Yeah, you can see a joint at the knee. You can bend it, but it would require a lot of fiddling around since this guy has a lot of chunky pieces of armor. So yeah, mess around with it. And then the ankle guards can move on a ball joint, but if you move it, it will fall off more often than not. And then the feet can move on ball joints, and then the wings are ball jointed. So all in all, decent articulation. It's still the same articulation as the other 3 Sangoku kits, and obviously everything colliding with each other means that everything wants to fall off. So you had to fiddle around with it. That's one of the biggest downfalls of this kit, but other than that, still pretty decent. The only weapon that it comes with is the Shohaken. So this is basically his twin sword. No twin buster rifles, twin swords. Now they come in this clear blue and there are no missing details, so you can just go ahead, cut these off and just give it to him. Now the handle is a bit flat. That looks weird, but it will come into play in a moment. You can just slide them right into the hand like so, and despite the peculiar shaped handle, these don't move around at all. But the gimmick that it has is to combine these 2 swords in the Sohaken. So basically, you want to combine it here, and then this basically merges the 2 thin handles into one, and then you would have a great sword. But yeah, that does mean it takes a little bit more effort to put it in the hand if you haven't aligned it well, but there you go. So that's basically all the accessories that it has. So for comparisons, I will have to compare it to the other 2 leaders of the other kingdoms. So here we have from the Shu area, or the Shu nation, Liu Bei. This guy's from the Wei nation. And then from the Wu nation, Sun Jian over here. There we go. So the 3 nation leaders all gathered right now. I still think that Sun Jian and Cao Cao has to swap models because Sun Jian has a bit of red, but then yeah, Cao Cao is a bit of blue, but I still uphold that point up until now, but especially considering that they are all the leaders of their nations. Although in the realistic story, he is the worst. He has to count on Zhuge Liang to make up tactics. But then these guys did team up together in Chebi to defeat this guy. So here's some interesting information for you guys. So that's it for the review of Cao Cao Wing Gundam Zero. What do I think of this kit? Well, yeah, the articulation can get a little bit clunky, and everything could get in the way due to the large pieces in this small body. However, I would absolutely recommend you guys to get this kit. This guy is one of the best looking SD Sangoku kits I've ever seen, especially with the ferocious wings with the holes in it, and just basically the spiky silhouette. I love it, and I love the fact that it doesn't have a lot to paint in. So yeah, you could just basically go ahead and buy yourself a black and silver Gundam marker, and you can make this guy look its absolute best. Of course, there are some extra work that you can do to make it look better than what I have now, but in the end, if you want anime accuracy, it's just a simple stroke of a brush and then you'll have it. Not to mention that it's just fierce. It's suitable for a tyrant despite the color, so you guys may want to paint him into a red color scheme, but other than that, this guy does uphold the title of tyranny, and I absolutely love it. Thus, I would recommend it to all of you guys out there. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the featured channels on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.